As William Arthur Ward said, the pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist hopes it will change. The realist adjusts the sail, and that's how we all should be. We need to look at the situation and understand not what type of person we are, but what we will do about it. At any moment, we can choose how we respond. We can choose our viewpoint. We can choose to be negative. We can choose to see things positively if we want. But in the end, the only thing that really matters is what you choose to do. So if you decide to fight the wind, to be upset, to argue about it, to complain, you won't go anywhere other than where the wind takes you. But if you remember that we have control, that we can respond, that we can choose to adjust the sails, to use the wind, to take us where we want to go. Instead of fighting it and wasting energy, we learn to use everything around us. As Alice Walker said, the most common way people lose their power is by thinking they don't have any. People forget that we always have a choice. No matter what happens in life, you always choose what it means to you. No one can take that away. Only you can decide how you react, and your reaction is what helps you build the life you want. It's not just your intentions. It's not just your thoughts. It's what you bring into the world. When you take action, the world responds. When you take action, you move forward. When you take action, you learn. When you build, you create things. And when you create things, you can make a world that fits your vision. But it's about knowing you have that power. It's about knowing you always have a choice. You lose strength when you give it up. You lose strength when you rely on complaining, negativity, and being down. But if you stay positive and take action while being realistic, you will see there's always something you can do to make the best of things. That's what I want for you. I want you to realize you can always make the most of a situation. You can always ask yourself, how can this bad thing that happened to me actually be the best thing for me? When you change your thinking like that, nothing in the world changes, but you start to see things differently. That bad thing you were worried about becomes something that empowers you. It turns into something completely different. Just think about how you can change your past by looking at it in a new way. When you do that, you can keep your power and even make it grow because it comes from knowing that if you own your choices and always remember that you can act, you can handle any situation. When you keep that in mind, you are in charge. And when you're in charge, you can go wherever you want. I want to clear up a false idea for you. It's the talent myth. It's the thought that some people are just born better than others, and that some people are naturally skilled while others aren't. That's just how it is, and that your start decides your life, that your DNA is your fate. I'm here to tell you right now that's wrong. It's simply not true. It's not how humans work. As a species, we are the best at adapting. The very thing that makes us the best is our ability to change. The brain can change, and it reacts to new things. It reacts to stress and to doing things over and over. Doing things many times is linked to being obsessed. As Conor McGregor said, there's no talent here. This is hard work. This is an obsession. You can be anyone if you put in the time. That's one of the best athletes of our time telling you he's not just lucky. He didn't get special gifts. He has shown up every day, no matter the weather. He worked hard because he was obsessed with who he could be. That practice you need to get better comes from that obsession. So in you, right now, today, you should start to build that obsession. You can think of it as a small spark that can grow into a big fire, but it needs your time and focus. It needs your time and focus. You have to take that interest. You have to take that spark of desire and make it bigger. You've got to turn it into that passion. If you are really focused and put in the effort, doing hard work every day, pushing through the pain, and feeling silly at times, you have to keep getting up, dusting yourself off, and trying again. You should practice and ask others how to improve. Don't just look at what you do well. Focus on what you can do better. Face your weaknesses without losing pride, because what matters most is your effort and your willingness to work hard. As Sylvester Stallone said, I may not be the richest, smartest, or most talented, but I succeed because I keep going. That's the key. The people who win the most are the ones who never give up. They are the ones who survive. You need to ask yourself, am I a survivor? Am I the kind of person who keeps going when things get tough, when they get boring, when I feel lost, when I don't know what to do, when I don't believe in myself, even in my darkest times? Can I keep going? Can I accept that my body will handle that stress? It will react to that challenge. But I need to show up and do the work. And that's the great part. You won't stand out because of your genes. You won't stand out because of who your parents are or where you were born. You will stand out by showing up when you don't want to. You will stand out by moving forward when it hurts. You will set yourself apart by always moving ahead, even if that means falling down. Always remember, it's the person who keeps trying that cannot be beaten. Here's the tough truth about getting better. It takes time and hard work. You have to accept that you're not good enough yet. You need to look at your weaknesses without letting them hurt your self-esteem. This way, you can keep moving forward. But you must realize that in the beginning, we all struggle. As Henri Cartier-Bresson said, your first 10,000 photos are your worst. What makes great art is the people who keep pushing and working, facing their flaws. They know that greatness is a skill, it is a journey, and it is a habit. Greatness comes from the small things you do every day over time. It's about going out each day without fear of making mistakes. It's being brave enough to accept that you're not great yet. As Marianne Radmacher said, courage isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's the soft voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. That's the key. If you want to be great, you must get up again tomorrow. You must be ready to face a new day. You need to accept that you have to go through bad ideas before finding good ones. You have to realize that you start as a beginner. You start by doing simple tasks, like getting tea, and you must understand that this is the role you should play, working for someone else. You should look up to someone else and see what they can teach you, because you are there to learn. You know that you have to go through 10,000 bad photos to reach greatness. If you make the big mistake that many do by trying to show the world that you are special today, you will fail. The people who truly succeed are the ones who invest today. They are the ones who listen today. They put all their effort into getting better, working hard to improve their skills, and focusing on what they need to fix. They understand that they must let go of their ego to find true greatness. Those are the people we remember. If you want to be remembered and achieve true greatness, you just need to have the bravery to show up every day and try again. Take another picture, attempt another task, do something that frightens you, and keep doing those small things until you succeed. As Confucius said, it's better to have a flawed diamond than a perfect pebble. Many people are so focused on being perfect that they never take action and miss out on enjoying this moment. That might be one of the biggest losses we can face. Right now, no matter who we are or what we've done, we might not enjoy this moment because we judge ourselves for not being perfect. I understand this drive. It's natural for us. We want to be great. It's one of the main reasons we seek to master things and be truly amazing. I see your drive, but don't let it ruin you. Don't do things that tear you apart inside. You need to see yourself in a way that helps you grow, change, and learn from your mistakes. If you care more about being perfect than learning, you won't become the person you can be. As Anna Quinlan said, it's tough but amazing to stop trying to be perfect and start becoming yourself. Confucius mentions diamonds for a reason. Each of us is special and amazing, and we won't come again. With your unique DNA and how you were raised, you will never find another mind like yours. So, if you want to feel special, here's the truth. You are special. No one will ever have that same mix again. If you're always trying to be perfect or fit an idea of what you should be, you won't have the chance to truly be yourself. You won't discover what makes you special and different from others. This means you don't fit in, which also means you're not average. You have the chance to be amazing if you're open to being different. When you're okay with being an outsider, you can think and act in new ways. You can be so different that you can really help others because you see things in a way that no one else does. Your unique view might seem strange or broken, but it's one of a kind. It will never happen again. When you realize this, live your life fully. Understand that this is your one chance. This is the only you. So really, it's better to be a diamond with a flaw than a perfect pebble. The truth is, if you want to do something great in your life, you have to accept who you really are now. You have to know what you're good at and what you're not. And the truth might upset you because it's going to hurt. It will hurt to see that you're not yet who you want to be. It will hurt to realize you can't do the things you want to do yet. It will really hurt to realize that what people say behind your back, the things they say to upset you, are actually true. They have a point. You aren't great at that thing. You aren't as good as you could be. You did embarrass yourself. You have messed up. All of those things are likely true. But when you can face those facts, when you can look directly at your weaknesses, when you can truly pause and not shield yourself with pride, but instead protect yourself by knowing that you will learn from your mistakes. You will learn from where you stumbled. You will learn what you need to improve so you can create something new, helping you move from where you are to a place of purpose and skill, where you can excel because you develop those skills. But if you don't first admit that you need to grow, you can never start the process seriously. As Michio Kaku says, all great ideas start with a vision. You must know what you want. You need to understand what it is you are working toward. You have to be clear about who you want to become. Once you have that clear idea of who you want to be, it is much easier to see who you really are. You need to start with that image. You have to accept the truth, pain and all. You need that image. You must know where you're heading. You have to understand what skills you need to grow to get there. Once you do that, once you have that image, and that image becomes your focus, it's what you think about, dream about. You can put it on your wall, or keep it in your mind. You know exactly who you want to be. If you do this, if you're honest about where you are and know exactly where you want to go, you can reach anywhere. As Kendrick Lamar said, it was always me against the world until I realized it was me against myself. I think that's where many of us begin. We believe there's something outside we're fighting against. We feel like the world is against us, but we don't even know what we're really fighting. As you struggle and try to find your path, and as you work to achieve something great, you see that you're not getting anywhere. Then, when you finally start to succeed and create something amazing, you realize that it was always about you figuring out how to be the best you. Once you understand that, once you let the noise fade away, once you stop caring about what others think, what they want, what they've done, what they have, once you release all of that and ask one simple question, how great can I be? What can I do? What are my limits? How far can I push myself during my time here? How much of my potential can I get out of myself? And by that, I don't mean anything magical. I mean how much I can grow, how far I can go, what I can create, how I can make a difference in this world. All by doing one simple thing, working hard to improve myself every day. As Napoleon Hill said, strength and growth come only through hard work and effort. So the funny thing is, when you stop trying to please everyone, when you stop trying to change the world, when you stop trying to do the impossible, you will find that a much harder challenge is waiting for you. That challenge is becoming someone new. That challenge is becoming different. That challenge is finding yourself, learning who you are, building yourself little by little, until you finally see what it takes to truly become a better version of you. You understand that it needs all of you, your full effort, every bit of your focus, and a wish to break down so you can build up again. But if you are ready to work hard, if you want to change and fight, you will see growth. You will see improvement. You will be able to close your eyes, dream of a world, and then open your eyes and make it real. As Maya Angelou said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change how you think. That's some of the best advice you will ever get. In the end, you should always try to change what you can. There will be things you can't change, but you are never helpless. You are never a victim. At that moment, you still have the amazing power to see it differently, to decide to think about it in a new way. And by doing this, you change everything. You don't just change how your brain works. You're not just changing your feelings. You're actually changing how you will deal with the problem. Something that just happened, something that felt impossible, something that made you want to give up, can change with a new attitude, and become something else. As Hans Selye said, having the right attitude can turn bad stress into good stress. This mental shift is key. It's about flipping things around, seeing them differently so you can act differently. That's how you move forward. Realizing you need to control how you see things and change your viewpoint is how you start to progress. Once you know your perspective is a choice and not the only truth, remember that clearly. It is not the only truth. The world around you is just how you see it. Life is like a funhouse mirror. When you realize that you are seeing a twisted view of the world, you can choose to see it differently. You can find a view that helps you see things more clearly and makes you feel strong. The first step is not to focus on what is or what you can change. Instead, it's important to know what you want to change to and that the change starts from within you. You don't need to make changes outside first. It's about changing how you think. It means stepping away from your usual way of seeing things and knowing that by changing your view, you can turn something bad into something good for you. But you have to make the choice. You need to make a choice and believe that you can do it. Once you believe, you can see things in different ways to reach your goals, and your life will change forever because you will achieve them. As Martin Luther said, "Even if I knew the world would end tomorrow, I would still plant my apple tree." Some things you do, whether you can control what happens or not. Sometimes, it's the journey that matters. It's the journey that you should focus on and invest in. Instead of always thinking about the goal, the result, or what you will gain, pay attention to the process. Focus on what you can control. You can't always control the results. You can't know what will happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Yet, we all take action. We create progress in our lives when we are at our best. But we do this not because we can control everything. We do this because we understand that there are things we can't change. As Steve Maraboli said, amazing change happens in your life when you choose to control what you can instead of wanting control over what you can't. That's where many people get confused. They don't pay attention to what they have. Instead, they worry about things they can't change. This bothers them. It frustrates them. It's like a thorn in their mind. They can't stop thinking about what they can't control. They miss the great things around them that they could enjoy right now. This is why being thankful is such a powerful practice. It helps you to focus not on the wonderful things that might come in the future, but on the things you have at this moment. Oxygen in your lungs, a soft breeze on your face, a window in your home, someone you love, someone who loves you back. Nothing that costs money, nothing that is a treasure at the end of a bright rainbow. It's not even about being amazing or waiting for results. It's about knowing that the one thing you can control is your actions today, the choices you make, what you do, how you see yourself, the beliefs you let into your life. Those are the things you control. When you see the power in knowing this control, taking it, and using it, that's when your life will start to change. But first, you need to stop being overly focused on just the outcome. Instead, if you work on your self-esteem, if you find pride in what you chase, if you take pride in caring about something so much that even though tomorrow isn't promised, you will plant your apple tree today. You will enjoy that process because it is what you can control. You can control how you show up. You can control how you play. You can't control how others react. You can't control what they think of you. But you can control how you think about yourself. You can build trust with yourself. You can control what you do. And when you fully accept that your life reflects your choices, the things you could control, and what you did with them, then everything starts to change. You won't blame anyone else. You won't worry about others. You'll just ask one simple question: what can I do right now, no matter what tomorrow brings, to make my life better today? Focus on that, and you'll enjoy every day of your life. This is an idea I want you to remember well. I really want you to take a moment right now to stop what you're doing, pay attention to this video, and hear what I'm saying. You will become what you think about. Take a second to really consider that, not just as a saying, but as a truth about how your mind works, because it is. You're going to become what you focus on. I know you might be thinking a lot of negative thoughts. I know you carry some heavy feelings with you. And I see that as you think about what could go wrong, you truly believe. You believe deep down that you're just preparing for tough times. But if you keep thinking about all the mistakes you made in the past, you will just keep repeating that cycle. But on the other hand, let this be true. Let it echo in your mind with all the weight I carry. If I've ever given you any value, if anything I've said has felt true, know that these are the most important words I will ever share with you. If you start to think about good things, if you focus on what you can do, if you see your potential, if you really work hard, build those skills, and aim for something beautiful, something amazing that leaves you in awe, something you want to create, then you will. You will become that thing because you will take those steps. You become what you think about. As Mark Twain said, in 20 years, you'll regret the things you didn't do. So if you don't take action, if you don't focus on what matters, if you don't work towards what you want to be, if you don't believe in it, if you can't see how real it can be, if you can't imagine the person you want to be, and even if others say it's impossible for you, that your past will hold you back, that you're not smart enough. If you let those thoughts in, then that's what will happen. But if you can see that vision, if you can let yourself believe, then you'll take the steps needed to make it happen. And if you go out and do those things, you won't regret it, but you will if you don't. So go out now and create the person you want to be so you can have the life you desire.